Happy Thursday, scholars! Today is Thursday, May 7th, and we get to finish our story on Paul Bunyan. But first, we haven't reviewed our words from our poetry unit in a while, so let's go ahead and review those words that we know so well because we've been practicing so much. Rhyming words, get ready, go. Rhyming words are words that sound the same at the end. Nice job! Onomatopoeia are words that make sound. They're words that make. Yeah, like we can hear the sound that the words are trying to show us that they're making. Like quack, or moo, or click clack. Good job. Or splash, or ring. Those are words that make sounds. And the one we've been working so hard on this week, raise roof, get ready, go. Woo, woo. Hyperbole. A hyperbole is, get ready, go. A hyperbole is an expression that is really exaggerated. Whoa, so much expression when you said that definition. Today we're going to finish our story, Paul Bunyan, and we're going to continue to keep track of the hyperbole that we read in this text and what they mean, what the author is trying to tell us. We know that authors use hyperbole to make the stories more fun and interesting and exciting, really give strong ways to show what they're trying to tell us. Rather than just saying someone runs fast, we could say they run faster than a cheetah. I know cheetah are super, super fast, and that's really exaggerating saying someone runs as fast as a cheetah because they definitely don't. We're just using those words, making it really exaggerated, draw the reader in to the point that we're trying to make about a character or about an event. So let's go ahead and continue to do an amazing job, just like we've been doing all week. I've heard you Vista Voyagers have been coming up with some really cool hyperbole of your own, and I'm really excited to feature those next week. So keep that up. If you think of another one, write it down. If you remember one from the story that we read and you just want to share your hard work with your teachers, kindergartners, let's do it. Show your teachers your scholarly work and show them how much effort you've been putting into watching these videos and finding hyperbole while we read. So let's get into our story. Say, oh yeah, ready, go. I know yesterday we got to the middle of our story, so today we are going to start on page 19. I know that good readers always start with the first word, okay? To solve, get ready. To solve the muddle, Paul built a colossal flapjack griddle. The surface was greased by kitchen helpers with slabs of bacon laced to their feet. I love that we're taking the time to look at these illustrations the author has added in. So cool. So colossal is a second grade wow word. Say wow. Yeah, it's a second grade wow word. Colossal just means really big, really big. So it said in the text that Paul built a colossal flapjack griddle, so it means it's really big. Let's keep reading. Every time the hot griddle was flooded with batter, it blasted a delicious flapjack high above the clouds. Usually the flapjacks landed neatly beside the griddle, but sometimes they were a bit off target. Guys, what's a flapjack? What is that? What is that? Oh my goodness, do you see them flying high above the clouds? Yeah, it's a pancake. Nice job. It's a pancake. Paul took a few days off to dig the St. Lawrence River and the Great Lakes so that the barges of Vermont maple syrup could be brought to camp. It says in the text that Paul took a couple of days to build a river. That's a hyperbole, scholars. I know a hyperbole is an expression that is really exaggerated. I know that one person, our friend Paul, even though the author has been describing him as really strong and really tough, I know that one person cannot make a river in just a few days. So I know that the author is trying to tell us that Paul is really big and strong by using that hyperbole. Let's add it to our chart. Wow, we found a hyperbole really fast. Let's keep reading. Fueled by the powerful mixture of flapjacks and syrup, the men leveled the Great Plains and shaved the slopes of the Rocky Mountains. They probably would have sawed the peaks themselves into logs if a blizzard hadn't suddenly buried the entire mountain range. Whoa. That blizzard continued for several years, snuffing out the springs, summers, and autumns. The crew burrowed into their bunkhouses and hibernated. Babe became so depressed. Remember that feeling that we came up with from our Junie B. Jones chapter book? Yeah, remember what depressed means? What does depressed mean? Yeah, I got it. Did your light bulb go off too? Yeah, depressed means really sad. Really what? Really what? Yeah, really sad. Let's reread. Babe became so depressed that Paul asked Ole to make a pair of sunglasses for his friend. When Babe saw the world colored green, he thought he'd stumbled into a field of clover. He began eating the snow with such gusto that soon the tree tops reappeared. Where did all the snow go? I thought it was covered in snow. Where did all the snow go? Yeah, I know that Babe ate it. The ox, Babe, ate the snow. How did you know that? What in the story made you think that? You know, I always give the page number. You got it on page 26. What did the text say? Yeah, on page 26 in the text it says, yeah, on page 26 in the text it said, he began eating the snow with such gusto that soon the treetops reappeared. So I know Babe ate all the snow. That's where it went. Babe ate it. At that point, all those pent-up springtimes simply exploded, dissolving the storm clouds and the remaining snow. Wow, look how beautiful it looks. Paul and his friends invited some newly arrived settlers to join them in a celebration of all the holidays that had been missed. What holidays can you find? Can you find Halloween? Yeah, I see the pumpkins too. What else do you see that shows Halloween? Me too. I see the character dressed up as a ghost. I see that too. Or a lion. Very cool. What other holidays do you see? Yeah, I see Thanksgiving too. Nice job. I see that big old turkey and all the people lined up with all the meals to feed their family and friends. I see Thanksgiving too. Let's talk about one more. What other holiday do you see? What other holiday do you see? Yeah, I see that some of them celebrate Christmas. I see the guy playing the instrument and he's got a Santa hat on, and I see a Christmas tree behind him. Did you see that too? Oh, you guys are so smart. You probably found more holidays than I did. Nice job. Let's keep reading. After the festival, the lumberjacks continued their journey, but as they headed southwest, the blistering sun and the giant Texas varmints proved to be more of a problem than they had expected. Travel became so difficult that some of the men began to speak longingly of being buried by a blizzard or bear-hugged by a gumbaroo. While crossing Arizona, we live in Arizona, how cool is that? While crossing Arizona, the griddle curled up like a burned leaf and the batter evaporated. Deprived of their flapjacks, the lumbermen became weak and discouraged. Paul's great axe fell from his shoulder, gouging a jagged trench, which today is known as the Grand Canyon. Did Paul really make the Grand Canyon? I know it said in the text that he dropped his axe, that really strong tool that he has in his hands. Did Paul really make the Grand Canyon, scholars? What do you think of that? Say no way. Yeah, there's no way that Paul made the Grand Canyon by just dropping his axe and keeping walking. There's no way. So I think that's a hyperbole, again, that the author is using. So it says, Paul's great axe fell from his shoulder, gouging a jagged trench, which today is known as the Grand Canyon. That's our hyperbole. So what is the author trying to say using those words? How are those words helping us figure out what he's trying to tell us? You know, it's the axe. That's the main thing that the author's talking about, bringing attention to. It's really emphasizing this axe. So what does that tell us about the axe? Oh, Paul's axe is really big and really heavy. That's what the author is trying to tell us. Let's add that to our chart. Disaster seemed certain until Paul came up with a desperate plan. He headed east and found a family that could sell him a barn filled with corn. Babe galloped it back across the desert. When the flaming sunrise hit that barn, it exploded, and the lumbermen awoke to find themselves in a raging blizzard of popcorn. Dizzy with joy, they pulled on their mittens and began blasting each other with popcorn balls. A westerly wind kept the cooling clouds of popcorn swirling around Paul and his crew until they crossed California and reached the Pacific Ocean. After he had crossed the country, some say that Paul gave up lumbering and rambled north, searching for new areas of untouched wilderness. With the passing years, Paul has been seen less and less frequently. However, along with his unusual size and strength, he seems to possess an extraordinary longevity. Sometimes his great bursts of laughter can be heard rumbling like distant thunder across the wild Alaskan mountain ranges where he and Babe still roam. Scholars, is Paul dead or alive? Yeah, the book is making it sound like Paul is still alive and still roaming. Remember I said in the text on page 37 that you can sometimes hear bursts of laughter and that he and Babe still roam? I think that's, again, really exaggerated because, scholars, we already know that people don't live that long through all of these things, and this book was a tall tale. So I know it's just a tall tale to entertain us. It's not real. So we know that Paul Bunyan is not still alive. Scholars, today we finished our story, Paul Bunyan. What is a hyperbole? Yeah, a hyperbole is an expression that is really exaggerated. And why do authors use hyperbole in their writing? Yeah, there's a couple different answers you can answer for this one. Think of the first one we learned. Why would they include hyperbole in their writing? Yeah, you got it, Mr. Voyagers. For fun, to make the story more interesting. Why else do authors include hyperbole in their story? I love that you're thinking back. So we got it. When you're ready, I want to see a straight vertical hand right by your ear, showing that you're so ready for when we get back to school and get into first grade. Why else do they include hyperbole in their writing? Light bulb went off again. Yeah, the author's trying to emphasize a point they're trying to make. So they're trying to draw our attention as the reader of our story. They're trying to draw us in and make a point, emphasize the point that they're making about a character or an event. Nice work, Mr. Voyagers. Give me some on 3. 1, 2, 3. Stars, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Thursday, and I will see you tomorrow for another day of Read Aloud. Bye, guys.